Betrayal or breakthrough? Zhang Linghe'S ex reportedly warns Bai Lu to stay away. When Bai Lu and Zhang Linghe confirmed their long-rumored relationship to the world, it felt like the romantic climax to a story that had been playing out behind closed doors for years. Fans cheered, news outlets buzzed, and the internet practically melted from the combined excitement of two of China's most beloved stars coming together not just on screen, but in real life. But just days after that unforgettable moment, the hand-in-hand stroll through Paris, the video of them slow dancing in a softly lit room, the joint statement from their studios, came something darker. Unexpected. Haunting. A message. A single sentence delivered anonymously, with no warning and no face behind the words. But the target was clear. The intent even clearer. He lies beautifully. I know. I lived it. Walk away before you become just another name in his list of regrets. The message, allegedly sent directly to Bai Lu's personal team, has exploded into the public eye, threatening to fracture a story fans believed was untouchable. Suddenly, the fairytale has a villain. Or maybe a victim. And now, the world waits, wondering whether this is the beginning of the end, or the test that will prove their love is truly unshakable. It was supposed to be their week. The week Bai Lu and Zhang Linghe became the couple of C entertainment. After years of stolen glances, speculative posts, and blurry paparazzi photos, they had finally stepped into the light together. But just 72 hours after their soft launch, a video on Zhang Linghe'S social media of the two dancing barefoot in his living room, followed by a quiet thank you for your support post from their studios, the internet turned. Gossip outlets received a tip. Several, in fact. Attached were screenshots of a private message that had allegedly been sent to Bai Lu's personal team. It was short, sharp, and impossible to ignore. The sender did not sign their name. But within hours, fans and insiders alike were convinced. This wasn't a troll. This wasn't a bitter stranger or a made-up narrative. This came from someone who knew him. Someone from his past. While the name of the person behind the message has not been revealed, sources close to Zhang Linghe say the warning likely came from someone he dated before fame. A woman from his university years. A relationship that ended quietly, but not cleanly. Some say she was the one who pushed him to pursue acting. That she stood by him when auditions went poorly and encouraged him to take risks. Others say she felt abandoned when success came and he disappeared into fame. Either way, her sudden reappearance now, after years of silence, has raised eyebrows. One industry journalist revealed, this wasn't a random message. It was intentional. Precise. She knew where to send it and how to make sure it would get attention. It wasn't about fame. It was personal. While the ex has not spoken to media directly, one outlet claims she did respond to a message asking for clarification with just 7 words. You can't say I didn't warn her. Inside Bai Lu's world, the message reportedly hit like a wave. She had just returned from a fashion shoot in Milan when the message was forwarded to her team. What was supposed to be a celebration turned into confusion, then concern. Close friends say she didn't cry. Didn't lash out. She simply went quiet. She read it once, one source shared, then again. And then she said, if this is the truth, I'll hear it from him. That same evening, she reportedly invited Zhang Linghe over. They didn't speak about the message immediately. Instead, they sat together on her balcony, watching the city lights, sipping warm tea. It was only after the silence had softened the moment that she handed him her phone. According to one witness, he stared at the message for nearly a minute without blinking. Then, he looked up, took her hand, and said, I've made mistakes. But loving you is not one of them. Behind the quiet charm and romantic gestures, Zhang Linghe has always been notoriously private about his past. Unlike other stars who openly share breakup stories or learning moments, Linghe has kept his personal life locked tight. Until now. Faced with the resurfacing of a former lover and a storm of online speculation, he is said to have made a choice to tell Bai Lu everything. Sources say they spent the night talking. He admitted to being young, reckless, and at times, emotionally distant during his university years. That he had been in a relationship that started with dreams and ended in disappointment. He didn't speak poorly of his ex. He simply said they had grown in opposite directions. But he also confessed something else, that he never properly ended it. That he walked away without closure. That maybe, just maybe, that silence had left someone feeling unfinished. He didn't make excuses. He didn't shift blame. He said, "I was not the man then that I am now. But I swear, I will never run again." While the couple continues to face the storm privately, the entertainment world has already weighed in. Some support them. Others, quietly, don't. A well-known producer posted cryptically on Weibo, "Sometimes the people we think we know best are simply the best at hiding." The post was deleted minutes later, but not before fans began speculating it was directed at Zhang Linghe. Another industry veteran, who worked with both actors on different sets, came to their defense, writing, "A man who faces his past and stands by his present is stronger than most. Leave him be." Meanwhile, rival actors and agencies are reportedly watching the drama unfold with interest. A few anonymous insiders even hinted that this could jeopardize upcoming projects or endorsement deals, not because of guilt, but because brands fear instability. "Controversy equals risk," one ad executive said. "Right now, they are the most talked about couple in Asia. But if things go sideways, so does their marketability. Perhaps the loudest voices of all are coming from fans, and they are not united. One side is fiercely protective. Trending hashtags like "We Stand with Zhang Linghe" and "By Zhang Forever" have flooded social media with collages, old clips, and emotional posts praising the couple for their honesty and vulnerability. But the opposing side is just as loud. "Bailu deserves better" began trending within hours of the leaked message. Some fans, especially those who admire her for her strength and independence, worry she is being pulled into a narrative that could tarnish her image. "It's not about blaming him," one fan wrote. "It's about asking why someone who hurt another woman thinks he deserves to move on like nothing happened." Others question the timing. The sudden reveal. The perfectly worded leak. Is this a warning, one popular influencer asked, or is someone trying to destroy something beautiful? Despite the online noise, the couple continues to show unity behind the scenes. Bailu and Zhang Linghe were recently spotted in a quiet art gallery in Suzhou. No bodyguards. No entourage. Just the two of them, standing in front of a painting titled "Unfinished Conversations." According to witnesses, they stood in front of it for nearly 10 minutes, hands gently clasped, speaking in whispers. Later that night, fans spotted a new post on Bailu's private fan page, a photo of two hands pressed together against candlelight, with the caption, "We are not afraid of the past. We are writing the future." Love under fire. What Bailu discovered changed everything. It was supposed to be over. The first wave of drama had crashed, bruising the surface of Zhang Linghe and Bailu's relationship but leaving its core intact. Their public silence had been a message in itself, defiant and quiet, stronger than words. But as days passed and the media pressure built like steam inside a sealed kettle, something new was about to boil over. And this time, it wouldn't come in the form of anonymous warnings or online whispers. This time, the wound would be deeper. Because this time, the truth wouldn't come from an ex or a fan or a gossip blog. It would come from Bailu's own heart. After the gallery sighting and the soft online post that had fans clinging to hope, things behind the scenes began to shift. The couple had retreated to the countryside outside Hangzhou, staying in a quiet villa provided by a close friend. Their goal was simple: find peace, breathe, and talk freely without cameras or shadows lurking nearby. But peace never comes easily when your heart is at war. Bailu had questions. Not about love. She knew Zhang Linghe loved her. She could feel it in his gestures, hear it in his voice, see it in the way his eyes softened each time they met hers. No, her questions were more complicated. Deeper. Not about if he loved her, but about how he had loved others before her. Was it love, or was it escape? Was it real, or just another performance, another beautiful illusion designed to charm, impress, and disappear? And most terrifying of all, would she become another ghost when the curtains of fame shifted once more? She never asked these questions out loud. Instead, she sat in the sunroom every morning, journaling quietly, sipping tea that grew cold before the cup was half empty. And Zhang Linghe, sensitive to her silence but unsure how to break it, simply stayed close. He cooked breakfast. He played soft piano melodies. He kissed her shoulder when she wasn't expecting it. He waited. Until one night, Bai Lu broke the stillness with a whisper that shattered his composure completely. "Tell me everything. Not about the ex. About you. About the man you used to be." He didn't run. Zhang Linghe, for the first time, poured everything out. The early days of struggling with confidence, the way he hid behind smiles to protect his insecurity, how he chased validation through admiration, affection, and adoration without understanding the price of each. He admitted to emotionally wounding women who had done nothing but love him. He admitted he used silence as a weapon, vanishing instead of confronting, choosing escape over apology. And when he finished, Bai Lu sat still for so long that he almost believed she had decided to walk away. But then she looked at him, tears in her eyes, and said, "You're not who you were. But I need to know you're not going to become him again." What followed were 3 days of what insiders have now called a relationship detox. Phones off. No assistants. No staff. No makeup artists. Just 2 people, raw and real, holding hands as they slowly unpacked the layers of past pain and new love. It was healing. Until the world found them again. What began as a single photo leaked by a neighbor, Bai Lu sitting in the garden wrapped in a white sweater, eyes closed, head on Zhang Linghe'S lap, soon turned into a storm that swept through the internet. Suddenly the story wasn't about the ex anymore. It was about forgiveness. And not everyone was happy about it. The hashtags shifted. From Bai Lu deserves better to Bai Lu forgot herself. From protect Bai Lu to open your eyes girl. It hurt. Fans who once idolized her now accused her of being weak, of forgiving too easily, of trading dignity for romance. Her comment sections filled with betrayal. Words like naive, embarrassing, hypocrite trended for 3 days straight. And then came the real blow. The ex returned, this time not through a private message, but with an open letter posted online, under her name. Her real name. She claimed her silence had been broken not by revenge, but by disappointment. She said Zhang Linghe had promised her the world. That he had once brought her to the same countryside villa and made her the same soup he now cooked for Bai Lu. She spoke of shared poems. Of whispered vows. Of a night in April when he had promised he was finally ready to commit, only to vanish the next week with no goodbye. "He ghosted me," she wrote. "I waited months for a message. Even a lie would have been better than silence. But he chose silence. Because silence is easy for a man who smiles while walking away." She ended her post with a sentence that cracked the internet open. "If he didn't say goodbye to me, Bai Lu, what makes you think he'll say goodbye to you?" The backlash was immediate. Bai Lu's agency tried to block interviews. Her studio issued a vague statement about privacy, truth, and dignity, but the damage had been done. Journalists descended. Brands pulled back. A luxury skincare deal she had just secured quietly delayed its launch. Tabloids ran dramatic headlines. Will she regret forgiving him? How long before Bai Lu becomes another exit? Is this love or just a repeat performance? But even in the eye of that storm, Bai Lu didn't retreat. She called a press conference. It was unannounced. Unscripted. Just her. A chair. A single spotlight. And a room full of reporters who had come expecting to witness her collapse.